The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I got a message last night on the group chat with the girls that I went to uni with.
Yeah.
So here's the scenario. So I was in Melbourne for Easter, and a few weeks before that, I went over for a friend's birthday as well, and we were all catching up. And at that particular birthday party, my friend Sally said, "Oh, it's her husband Andy's big birthday. We're throwing a big party. Do you reckon you could come over for it?"
That's nice.
And I would have loved to have gone over for it because it's this Saturday though. I have so much on. I'm at the netball. I had another commitment in the evening already. I had I've got a baby shower. There's a lot. It's like one of the busiest days of the year for me. So on that particular day, I went, oh, I would have loved to, but I've just got too much on. I can't cancel everything. And then last night I got this message from Helen, who's another friend. We all went to uni together. Hey girls, Sal's just about to have surgery to remove her appendix. Party is postponed. Party's off.
Oh.
So,
hey, that's good news because you would have travelled.
Yeah, so luckily I hadn't hadn't booked flights and stuff because I had too much on. But like their son lives in Dubbo, so he would have been flying home. I guess he can now just go and visit his mum in hospital. But Andy, the guy whose birthday it is, he's from the UK. He's a Yorkshireman. So, and his sister lives over there. And I don't know. I can't say for sure whether or not she was coming over for it. But if she was coming all that way for the party,
Oh, there would have been family and some other friends, surely coming over from the UK.
So. I know. And it's been cancelled because Sally's appendix.
Appendix is a weird one because you don't know when that
it's
just happens, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's like when you blow a tyre on your bike, it just happens. Like, whoa.
It's exactly the same as blowing a tyre on your bike. Exactly the same.
But someone's going to put people out big time, potentially. If they're flying from far away, I'm sure you're going to still make a trip of it. But you book these trips weeks, months out.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you do?
And then 48 hours beforehand, it's off. Like that's rough.
You'd be really
whenever
flat.
there's anything, and also it's like, well, you can't blame her. Like she's not in control of her appendix, and it's obviously a really upsetting thing that's happened to Sally. She's out of surgery, everybody. She's all good. But the fact she's on the good pills now. But the fact that the whole party had to be, canned, you just go, or even just postponed. That just becomes. Then it's like, oh, when's everybody free and can Oscar come down from Dubbo again, and all of that stuff because they'd want him there. Like, just becomes a logistical nightmare.
Oh, it definitely does.
Because they've been planning it for months.
I'm sure it's happened to other people.
Cancellations.
Yeah, I want to talk about that now. Have you got a story about cancellations?
Has it messed
birthday
you up?
parties and weddings and all these things.
Especially the last minute stuff when it's pulled, the pin is pulled like within 2 days.
Yeah.
Like that's too close.
Yeah, how did it affect you?
Yes. Did you lose deposits and that kind of thing?
Yeah, people travelling.
Yeah.
Amanda, what's your story?
So a few years ago now, one of my best friends was getting married and she asked me to be her bridesmaid.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, of course, blah, blah, blah. And then we were doing all the planning and everything, and they decided that they were going to get married in Positano.
Beautiful. Oh, how
And
nice.
So, yeah, I know, beautiful. And I was like, yep, okay, sounds good. And then they came out with the itinerary, and it was all about them. Like, we couldn't do anything ourselves type thing. And we were like, oh. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to go all the way there and spend all this money if I can't even do anything on my own.
Yes.
And so I ended up saying, oh, look, I can't come. And she was all upset and everything. But I didn't end up going. And lucky I didn't, because 4 weeks later, after the wedding, they actually filed for divorce.
4 weeks. You know why? Because they made everyone do everything together, including themselves.
That's right. It's a bad idea. You need time apart sometimes.
You do,
don't you,
mate.
Shane?
You do.
Sometimes.
Exactly. So a whole heap of their family went over, lots of friends and everything, and spent all this money, and then they just got a divorce.
And the wedding present.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened, Amanda? Oh, that's like 4
No.
weeks.
I think my friend went a little bit funny, I think, and she just thought, no, this isn't for me. And then she ended up moving to Bali and living a whole different life.
Eat, pray, love.
Yeah.
Yoga student, the whole lot, making her own beads.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
In the space of a month. It's extraordinary. All right. Thanks, Amanda. Logan's in Cloverdale. Hello.
G'day, how are you?
Good,
Great,
Logan.
Logan. Was there a last-minute cancellation? What happened?
Yeah, so a few years ago, me and my mum, we live in Perth, obviously, but a lot of our family from country Victoria,
Yeah.
we were going over on a red-eye Qantas flight for a funeral in the family. And our flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and eventually got cancelled. And so we said, oh, well, we can't make the funeral now. So we, I guess, offloaded ourselves from the flight that they put us onto after that.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to go, except they, for whatever reason, decided to put our bags onto the flight. So all of our bags got over to Melbourne, but we didn't, and it took days and days to get them back.
Oh.
That's crazy because they're very strict about offloading
They do.
bags if the people aren't flying
They
with
are,
them.
yeah.
Massively.
Which was nuts. We couldn't believe that they managed to get over and not us. So
Wow.
maybe the bags, but who knows?
How'd the family feel about you not making the funeral?
Oh, they weren't happy with Qantas, that's for sure.
Yeah. You got someone to blame.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, well, it
Thanks.
is what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thanks, Logan. I mean, it is tough when you have to cancel at the last minute like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely those ones. But the bags thing's interesting because I
know.
only just flew back and people didn't get on the
They
fly.
hold up the plane
Yep.
to offload the bag.
They
if
said, we're
don't
not
get
going
on."
anywhere.
Yeah.
We're basically getting everything off.
All right, we've got Michelle. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Michelle.
Great, Michelle. Now, you work in the wedding industry?
Yes, I do. So I was working interstate in weddings,
Yes.
and it's not a very happy story, but we had a wedding that was coming up, and 4 days before the wedding, the groom had passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, that's so
and all the
heartbreaking.
guests- yeah, devastating. And all the guests were coming from the UK, a lot of the guests. So instead of coming for a wedding, they were now unfortunately coming for a funeral.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so
Michelle.
devastating for everyone involved.
Well, clearly it was a death out of the blue. It wasn't, they were getting married
Yes.
because...
No, he'd gone for, I guess an afternoon sleep and unfortunately never woke up.
Oh, that's tragic.
God, how awful.
Yeah, devastating for everyone involved.
Yeah, that's a horrendous story. Well, that's a way to
Yeah.
bring the mood right down on this Friday morning. Thank
I know,
you.
I'm so sorry. Is it as worse as the kitten in the fridge, though?
Thanks for
We
bringing
were
that up
trying to
again,
forget
too.
that one, Michelle.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We have special guest Charlie Albone in the house. We know him from Better Homes and Gardens, and before that, Selling Houses Australia.
Yeah.
But he's here for the Perth Garden Show, presented by the Water Corporation. It's this weekend at McCallum Park. Tickets from perthgardenShow.com.au. Charlie, it's not going to be great weather all weekend, unfortunately, but it's showers, not pouring with rain. It's going to be fine.
Look, the gardens love it.
Yes, it's good for the garden.
Well
as
done.
we
Good for the
say.
garden.
It's good for the garden.
Yeah.
You might grow an inch or two if you get out in the rain as well, like a plant. It's fine.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea. That's a
Charlie,
good idea.
before we do some deep diving, I got to
Ross.
get this out of the way.
Get out there, Ross.
I'll
Come
give
on.
you the context afterwards, but the question itself is, what's it called? Baby sunrose. It's a succulent. It's a plant.
Yeah,
It's a plant.
Can you tell I'm not a gardener?
correct.
What would happen if you were to vomit on this plant? And more details behind it before we get to the situation is maybe an up and go is in the system.
Yep.
Milk. That's about it.
And doesn't agree with you, so it
Very
comes out
spec-
onto the plant.
Maybe
Very
a hydrolyte.
specific gardening question.
Yeah, what would happen if you vomit?
I think it's going to be okay.
Succulents are pretty hardy, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you add water and milk and spray it onto things like zucchinis, it actually helps deter mold.
So when I had a wave of sickness and I ran outside and the wife said to me, don't you dare vomit on our
Baby sunrose.
baby sunrose because I just planted them, I could have been like, well, Charlie said it's going to help.
It's good to go.
She did want me to mention, though, she goes, you got to say this if you do this. It's freshly propagated. And she said I have to explain my vomit style, which is explosive.
My vomit style is very much the same. It comes from very deep within me, and it's very loud. The whole neighbourhood can hear. Yeah,
passionate about
It's obvious because you've got a strong core. That's from all the digging, right?
Thank you for proving me right. And it's good to know for the future.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, use that, Ross.
All right, and
We'll
that's a
keep- we'll cut
relatable
that.
question for everybody at home as well.
yeah. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Charlie, I want to know how when you went from doing your horticulture apprenticeship into being on TV, how did that all take place?
That was a moment of spite from my ex-girlfriend. So,
Yeah.
like I had my own business. I was working as a landscaper, and I just got sent this email from my design association saying, try out for this show. And we'd just broken up, and I called her and I was like, look, I've got this email. Do you reckon I should do it? She goes, look, you'll never do it. You'll never put the video in, and if you do, you'll be rubbish at it. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have done it unless she said that to me.
Well done.
That's a great story.
Yeah. I had a friend who I was living with who wanted to be an actor. I'm like, you're the only one of my friends who's not going to take the piss out of me.
Yes.
Come to one of my gardens and film me and put a video in. And
Yes.
next thing you know, I was on Selling Houses.
And so in that video, what did you do? What did you talk
I
about?
walked around a garden going, and here we have the steppers running from the front to the back and all the other things I'd seen on TV. I was just trying to repeat. And, yeah.
At that stage, were you a black belt in all things gardens?
No. I was 24 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still learning gardening now. I don't know it all. So I was a novice. I just managed to shit my way through.
That's so good. And then, you were on that show for
13 years.
13 years of arguing with Shayna about budgets.
Yep. Pretty much.
I mean, that seemed to be the gist of it was that, because there was always an argument about how much money would be spent outside versus inside.
Yes.
And half the time looked like you were just left with 3 bags of potting mix and 1 paver.
Pretty much how it was, yeah.
But you created a bit of magic. You guys did great stuff.
Oh, we had great fun doing the show, and I love ribbing Winty as well. I still do it now. Like, I troll him on social media. Anytime he puts a turtleneck on, I'm the first one to comment,
Yeah, doesn't he live in Queensland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you made the big switch, which was to go to Better Homes and Gardens. What prompted you to do that?
Well, I was offered the job. It's like the Rolls Royce of jobs in TV gardening. So I thought, why not? And a lot of it was at home. My kids were growing up, and a lot of it's filmed in Sydney. So it just
rather than having to travel around the country doing up other people's houses.
Yeah, so it just made perfect sense. Yeah. And I love the show. I mean, tonight I'm going to Uluru. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then back for the gardening show.
And then back for the gardening show.
I actually was watching a rerun yesterday. It was on in the afternoon on 7. And the thing that gets me about people in your industry is that knowing the names of the plants who have a name and a
botanical
subsection,
name.
possibly.
Yeah.
Mate, they're not small names.
Well, the thing is, like, when I was at school, I learnt Latin, and I was like, I'm never going to use this ever. And I can only say a few rude things in Latin, but it really helps with learning botanical names because they're all Latin, right? So I know if something says horizontalis in it, it's probably going to be growing flat and all those sorts of things. So,
yes, and and things that allude to it having, like, split leaves and all that kind of stuff. That's all. You can get that from the Latin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Fancy English education where you learnt Latin. Is that what's going on there?
Well, no, I don't. I learnt Latin and French. But then, my kids were offered Latin and French in school at the moment. So, yeah.
Latin?
Latin?
I thought that all moved on.
Serious?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Haven't you?
Are they going to school at the Vatican?
Yes.
What's happening?
Yeah, they are. One's going to be the Pope.
So the show tonight, you're at Uluru.
Yes.
And I think I saw some of your socials, 43 degrees when you're there. What's it like doing TV and working in 43 degrees?
So much fun.
Sweat.
And you have to wear a hat and you have to wear long sleeves and you have to wear long pants because you've got to be seen as being sun safe. I'm like, you're aware I'm English, right?
Yes.
That I will melt.
How'd you go?
I had a pretty red face for most of it.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing experience. Like, the sunrise in Uluru is like nothing else.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Have you been there now?
Yeah, I have. I went there. I took some friends were visiting from Ireland, and they had been on the East Coast, and we met in the middle and went to Ayers Rock and then up to Darwin. But the sunrise at that, because the rock changes colours right in front of your eyes. It's actually extraordinary, and it is a deeply. You feel like it's a spiritual place. It is incredible, isn't it, Charlie?
I found, so we were doing the sunrise experience, and you look up at the sky and you can literally see the band of daylight arriving and you can see the stars disappearing, and there's like a black line across the sky as it's happening. It's just wild.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Charlie, we talked about your English background a bit, but you grew up in Hong Kong. Ever been back for the Sevens?
I have been back to Hong Kong. My sister, she still lives there. Well, she's just left there, but she's been living there up until now. So,
right.
I get back all the time.
God, I've never been, but everybody goes for the rugby set. People I know have been over there. They say it's the wildest party ever.
It is, yeah. Because in Hong Kong and a lot of Asian countries, you can drink in the street, and a lot of people do that. And it gets wild.
The main attraction.
Yeah.
And so what are you going to be doing at the garden show this weekend?
So I'm going to be at the Richgrove Knowledge Centre giving talks at 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So come say hello.
Just lots of Latin terms and...
Lots of Latin terms and just saying stuff that sounds interesting.
So what do you know about, like, garden? Because we've got very sandy soil here. It's
Awful
a very
soil.
dry So what's the secret to having a lovely lush garden in Perth?
Perth has some of the worst soil in the world.
It's so dry and it doesn't absorb water for starters, and it's so sandy.
So you need to add a lot of organic matter to it, but the problem with adding organic matter to an already dry soil is it becomes hydrophobic, which means you can't get water into it. So you need to apply a soil wetter.
Right.
So a wetting agent at the same time, and then you need to build your soil up. Soil is the key to a successful garden.
Okay, and I have a very specific question now, not as specific as Ross's, but at my house, I have a limestone fence.
Yep.
It's a wall, essentially, that it faces north, and I need to put something along it. What is it, like a shrub or something that's going to be easy to grow? It's got retic, so it will get water, but it's going to get a lot of bright sunlight.
Yes. Do you want natives or do you want...
I want something that's going to look good.
Do you want something fast growing?
Sure.
Iliagnus.
Iliagnus.
Iliagnus ebingii.
Oh, I'm going to write it. I'm going to write it down.
A little bit.
Does that start with an I or an E?
An E.
All right, Iliagnus. Iliagnus.
Ebingii. Ebingii.
What does the Iliagnus part mean?
Don't know.
That was his mum's name.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
We actually have 5 doubles to the Perth Garden Show. Tickets from perthgardenshow.com.au, but 13 24 10 if you want some doubles to go see Charlie.
Awesome.
All right, Charlie, thank you so much for
thanks,
coming.
Charlie.
For showing us your gardening knowledge, but also your in-depth knowledge of the NBA. Which was
I'll be back for sport in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, cool.
great work.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Seagull screeching contest in Belgium.
Oh,
Why aren't we there?
And it's an annual one, by the way. They do this every year.
every year.
Yeah.
Tough word, annual, isn't it?
We should do a pilgrimage. Maybe we should.
Yeah.
What do they do? Somebody goes and throws chips and then...
No. So they got to impersonate a seagull, right? And I didn't watch. You see it come up on Facebook. I didn't. It's
Do
muted.
they have this on KO? Is this...
This will be on ESPN, the Oak Show.
Just the vision itself was good enough to watch on mute, right? Because
Sure.
they dress up big time, paint their face, and they put feathers on, etc. And then I listened to it, and let's have a listen to some.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way,
So these are people being seagulls,
Yeah, people
not
being-
actual seagulls. Okay.
and there's a panel of gull experts, marine biologists as judges.
Have you done any homework on if there is a reigning world champion, a person who's been, 6-time gull screeching legend?
Absolutely not. I did not. I just listened to this, and I don't know who won, but you can judge for yourself.
Okay.
Here's the first one. She's dressed up the least, and I think we're going to put these on our social so you
Yes,
can see.
Sam said they're up already.
Oh, great. Dressed up the least, but she pecks at food at the end. Let's have a listen to her. Seagull impersonation.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty good.
Down at Cicerello's.
How's the
Oh,
crowd?
the crowd loves it. Crowd loves it.
Ross, she pecked at...
She pecked at a packet of chips after.
And then she crapped on a statue. So
I vote for her.
Contestant number 2, this is more of a less dressed up. She had it was like a hobby mum, it was maybe on something for fun she'd do. But she did a croquet seagull hat, so that's all she's wearing.
Crochet.
That's what I meant. Yeah, what croquet?
Okay, yeah.
It's a
Potato
sport.
gems.
Here's her one.
That's obviously an Atlantic gull. No, I don't know.
So not as.
I was thinking the
as good.
seagull at the opera.
Yeah,
The first one was better.
Yeah, all right.
Definitely.
Third contestant, this is the most dressed up. She had a feathered costume on. She painted her face white with the beak as lipstick yellow. This is her.
Okay, that's good. You can hear the waves, can't you?
can.
Oh, the crowd
loved it.
And the crowd loved it.
Final one, a group of seagulls. They had a giant sheet and they had pictures of seagulls on it. They cut the heads out and they stuck their heads in
great.
and did this.
It sounds to me like there's one guy really leading the clapping.
Yeah.
in the audience.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
really,
The
really
King
all about
Seagull.
Are they getting
I
into
think
it?
That's outstanding, by the way. I do like the first seagull.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
I'm
really good.
pretty sure
First
she
and the
won.
third, yeah.
It sounds legit, doesn't
It's
it?
very.
And then she
you
packed
spend,
the chips.
you spend a lot of time at the beach.
I do, so that really
Yeah.
rang true for me.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love a group of seagulls? But that one was outstanding.
A flock indeed.
I don't think I've ever been good at doing impersonations of animals.
What do you
particular.
think you could do?
What could I do?
Nothing. You're not even going to
No,
try.
I don't even know that would come to mind.
Well,
What
I grew
about
up on a
you?
farm,
Of
so
course,
I've
you'd
got
be
a
all
couple.
over this.
I've got a
There you
couple.
go.
I've got a couple. I can do a calf or a cow.
Yes.
Probably a young heifer.
Okay, young.
But so that was my bit. I haven't practiced that one. Okay. So this is a baby goat
Yes.
who's lost its mother and is bleating in order to find its mother again. Meh, meh,
Yeah, better than the heifer.
meh.
What's the heifer back for?
No, that was good. That was a better comeback.
was a better- yeah.
Yeah. That's spot on.
That's
spot on.
face.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
face.
Ross, what about you? You're taking the kids to the zoo?
No, is it the crow? The ow, ow. Wait, this is a bit. Ow. Only the last bit really hits, doesn't it?
That is really good. I felt like I was there. I thought there was
Yeah.
one outside the room just pissing me off.
I don't know if this will work, but should we get people to call for this
Yeah,
one?
why not?
Yeah.
If you've got it, look, it's Friday.
Friday.
Let's just do it.
They were great. I enjoyed them.
Yeah,
Have you got an animal impersonation that really?
Oh, come on. We're up
Sucks.
early. That was pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't want ones that suck. We want ones that are good. We've set very high standards, Ross.
Have we? All right.
Hey, Sam, you're in here, our
Can you do
digital
anything?
content manager. Can you do something like that, an animal?
Me and Talisa were
Stand next to the
Me and
microphone,
Talisa were
son.
just practicing our bird noises in there, and my voice broke. Like I was going through puberty. So, I don't think I can, but
Okay.
I'll give you like a...
Okay.
The laugh at the
okay.
end, yeah.
Carmelo.
Hello, Carmelo.
Morning.
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, we're
Buddy.
awesome.
Okay, Carmelo. What's the animal that you're going to impersonate for us?
Probably a baby calf.
Okay.
All right.
Take it away. Do it again. Your phone
more
just
time.
cut
Yeah,
out
just cut out
at the
at the
critical
mob part.
moment. Okay, go again. Okay, I think what happens is your phone can't handle it.
The phone's saying no.
The phone's like, no, there's normally a person talks into me and there appears to be some animal. Just go a little bit further away from your phone and give it one more crack.
Yeah, he was better
Yeah,
with the
no,
crack
it
up.
turns out you're terrible at it, Carmelo.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Carmelo.
Appreciate it, though.
Put in.
Thanks,
Certainly.
Carmelo. Joel's in Greenwood. Hello.
How you going?
Good,
Good,
Joel.
buddy. Okay,
buddy.
what's the animal you do an impression of?
I'm pretty sure an eagle.
What do you mean you're pretty sure?
Pretty sure.
What?
Well, I'll give you a go and I'll let you...
Righto.
It could sound like a pterodactyl maybe, I don't
Okay,
know.
sure. Okay, right. Take it away.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not bad. Can you give us a double?
Yeah.
Run out of breath.
That is
I
pretty
thought that was
good.
pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I like that.
Pretty good. I'd say that, Joel. That was close to a wedge tail. You know, when you're driving up, you get past Gerald and you start heading towards Carnarvon. You're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Well done.
Believe it. All right.
Next two callers have got the same one, so maybe we should.
Oh,
bring
hello. Melissa, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Melissa.
Melissa, what animal do you do?
I can do baby lamb.
Oh, baby lamb. Okay. All right. It's not dramatically different to a baby goat, I'll be honest.
All right, okay.
As somebody who grew up on a farm. But
Yes.
take it away, Melissa. Yes.
Yeah, that's a baby.
That's a baby lamb trying to find
baby
its
lamb.
mum because it's hungry.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah,
Farmer
exactly right.
daughter talking about it. She knows her stuff.
Yeah, well,
I agree with that.
It
I
was a
agree with
cattle
that
farm. Sid's in Glen Forest. Hello.
Hello?
Hi,
Hey, Sid.
Sid. What do you do, Sid?
I was going to do a baby goat, but Melissa stole my thunder.
No,
so
hers was a lamb, so completely different animals.
Okay, I'll go goat.
Okay, take it away. That sounded like you actually
was
had
excellent.
a goat with you and you
Sid, can you
squeezed
do
it.
that again? Because I enjoyed that. And then, okay, you do that first.
Yeah, that's not as much. It's not as worried. It's not as hungry.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
It's just, that's just a happy goat.
Can we get them together? Melissa, you do your baby goat, while Sid, you do your goat. And go ahead, both of you.
Yeah, Melissa's just my thunder.
Sid, you said that you were going to do something else as
Yes.
well. This could be the difference in winning this
Yeah,
prize if you
you
throw in another good one.
I've got a hungry seagull in the chamber.
A hungry seagull. Okay.
Okay.
We'll absolutely listen to that. Take it away. Oh, that was
Oh, that's
good.
one
Yeah, that was
purring.
good,
You
yeah.
know those ones when they purr?
Yeah. When they're looking at you while you're eating your chips.
Yeah, they're
That's
getting
what
angry.
they do.
Yeah, they're going, hurry up, hurry up.
Can you do it one more time, Sid? Because I loved it.
That's good.
Yeah,
that is very good.
He's come with the double. He's come
Thank
to
you.
play today.
Thank you to everybody who had a crack this morning. We appreciate you doing that this early on
early
a
as
Friday
well.
morning.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.